F1 fans have been buzzing lately, and it's not just because of the upcoming season. Rumors are swirling about the future of Red Bull's team boss, Christian Horner, after reports of internal investigations and allegations of misconduct. But hold on tight, because amidst the chaos, a three-time world champion is speaking out against any changes to the team. As the truth unfolds, we wonder what will happen to Red Bull. Could we see a major shakeup, or is it all just speculation? So let's dive into the video to know what the future holds for Red Bull. Don't miss out. Next week arrives, and Christian Horner finds himself packing his collection of 7 constructors and 8 driver championship trophies in a simple cardboard box. What happens next? Everyone's talking about Adrian Newey, and it's no surprise why. He's a key figure at Red Bull, and there's a lot of speculation about his future. You see, there used to be a clause in his contract that tied him to Horner. If one left, the other might follow. But things have changed. While Horner and Newey used to be close, like many friendships between strong personalities, things can change over time. It might not just be losing a colleague that would lead Newey to leave shortly after Horner. It could also be about ambition. There's something he shares with a certain 7-time world champion that might be pulling him in another direction. Adrian Newey's desire for Ferrari. Adrian Newey, the renowned engineer, has expressed a desire to work with Ferrari at some point in his career. He believes he would look good in their iconic red colors. However, despite his wish, he regretted that the opportunity never arose when he was available. When asked if he regretted turning down Ferrari, Newey admitted to some emotional regret. He acknowledged that working with drivers like Fernando Alonso and Lewis Hamilton would have been a fantastic experience. However, he also recognized that circumstances sometimes prevent certain opportunities from materializing. Newey reflected on a tempting offer from Ferrari in 1993 during Jean Tot's early days as team boss. He recalled discussions about hiring Michael Schumacher, which he found intriguing. Despite the allure of such opportunities, circumstances often dictate the path one takes in their career. So what made Adrian Newey hesitant about such an enticing opportunity? Despite the tempting offer and the prospect of working with a promising young driver, even though it would take time for this to materialize, some factors ultimately led Newey to decline. Newey expressed his disbelief in the concept of having a research and design center separate from the race team. He highlighted his preference for a unified approach, unlike the model adopted by Ferrari. In 2014, Newey's discussions with Ferrari stemmed from frustration. He didn't want to leave Red Bull Racing, but the team faced challenges with the Renault engine. Newey believed that Renault's failure to produce a competitive turbo hybrid engine was a significant factor. While he acknowledged that mistakes can happen in the first year of new rules, the situation led to his discussions with Ferrari out of sheer frustration. Adrian Newey's perspective. With Ferrari currently holding such allure and the potential of fulfilling 2 dreams by working with both Hamilton and Ferrari, as well as Leclerc, though Newey seems less enthusiastic about the young driver, it may be that the stars have finally aligned for 3 of the most dominant and successful names in the sport's history to join forces. With the possibility of achieving the most race wins by a driver, constructor, and car designer, it would truly be a remarkable trifecta. However, Newey may be deterred by the internal conflicts within the team in recent years, particularly since the passing of Dietrich Mateschitz, which has led to a messy situation this February. The winds of change are indeed blowing, but it remains to be seen if Newey will be among those setting sail on them. Another potential departure could be Helmut Marko, which would have significant implications for the team's future, both in the short and long term. If Horner were to depart, Marko would be the last remaining member of the triumvirate that has led Red Bull throughout its existence. The trio of Horner, Mateschitz, and Marko brought balance to Red Bull, but since Mateschitz's passing, this balance has been shaky. If Horner departs, the foundation will crumble, and Marko is likely to follow suit. However, Marko's controversial nature has caused frustration and image damage for the brand, and his removal could have dire consequences. Removing Marko could lead to significant repercussions, affecting the driver market, stirring up the internet, and causing chaos in the paddock. In a personal conversation with Red Bull's Thai boss and Mintzlaff, Verstappen has made it clear that if Marco leaves, he will also depart. This threat underscores the high stakes involved in the potential departure of key figures within the Red Bull team. During last year's feud between Horner and Marco, Max Verstappen exhibited protectiveness and genuine concern for maintaining stability within the team. He understood that the team's success relied on having the right people in key positions. Verstappen recognized that Horner and Marco's uncertainty could jeopardize the team's success. He believed that if the team were to break apart, it would result in losing him as a driver. Throughout the season, Verstappen consistently emphasized the importance of continuity within the team. In an interview with Sky Sports F1, when asked about the potential impact of Horner or Marco's departure on his future with the team, Verstappen confidently stated, "That's why they are not leaving." He expressed his belief that everyone would remain in their current roles to maintain stability. That has never really been a discussion. It's very important when you are doing well and the team is doing very well, that you keep those people that are very important to the success of the team. Everyone knows that. From our side, it has always been super clear. I don't know why people outside the team were trying to doubt that. From our side, it's always been clear that it has to stay that way. So, as much as everyone is harping on about Horner and his future, the outcome of the internal investigation holds a far higher importance, outside of the obvious, being the correct resolution to the investigation, as well as the accuser receiving the correct outcome of the investigation too. The current world champions could be unrecognizable within a couple of years, as in outside of one or two prospects in the academy, outside of the engineers and backroom staff, we may not be able to recognize the team outside of the name. In the aftermath, Max Verstappen might also decide to leave. Tsunoda could follow Honda as he is affiliated with them, and while Ricciardo and Perez might see an opportunity to extend their driving careers, the upheaval of rebuilding a team may not be enjoyable for them. Red Bull's impending challenge. Red Bull faces not only the loss of the longest-serving team principal in one of the most stable teams in recent F1 history, but also the prospect of a significant personnel overhaul and talent displacement, not witnessed since the financial crisis of the mid-2000s that led to a mass exodus of teams from the sport. The team, which has maintained a consistent position in the top three for the past 2 decades, could be on the brink of unprecedented changes and restructuring, akin to the major transformations triggered by the financial crisis in the mid-2000s. The reporting of this issue, both on and off YouTube, has been described as predatory and distasteful. The repetitive use of phrases like allegations from a female employee of Red Bull with implied insinuations of Christian's misconduct has led to frustration and disappointment. Expectations were already low, but the coverage managed to fall even below those low standards. The reporting was criticized for its poor quality and sensationalism. A recent video addressing the situation involving Christian Horner highlighted that the exact nature of the alleged behavior remains unknown. The term inappropriate is vague and could encompass a range of behaviors, currently reported as being controlling in nature. Recent reports have revealed that Christian expressed reservations about the behavior of the employee and expressed discontent with it. Consequently, the employee lodged a complaint regarding his perceived controlling demeanor, leading to the current crisis for the team. Living near the Red Bull factory and possessing critical thinking skills seem to have their advantages. It allows for a deeper understanding of the situation and the ability to discern nuances. While the situation unfolds, it's essential to exercise restraint and refrain from making hasty judgments. If Christian is found to have engaged in more nefarious behavior, appropriate action will be taken. However, until then, it's prudent to withhold judgment and await further developments. So, what do you think of the major bombshell by Max Verstappen? Comment below and subscribe for more.